So you're thinking about driving. It's a huge step, but what's the one skill that really makes a great driver? It's not just about steering or knowing which pedal is which. It's something way more important. Let's dive in. I mean, really think about that for a second. You're in charge of a heavy, powerful machine going way faster than a person can run. How do you possibly stay in control of all that? Well, the answer to that question, the single most important skill in driving, is something called tempo control. And tempo control isn't just about your speed. It's about your pace. It's the art of picking the perfect speed for any given moment. You know, crawling carefully through a crowded parking lot is just as important as cruising on a highway. Nailing this is the absolute key to keeping you and everyone else safe out on the road. So how do you get good at it? Well, it all starts with the basics. You gotta know your tools, and you gotta know the rules of the road. Let's break down the essential controls you'll be using. Okay, this might seem super obvious, but driving is a constant balancing act between these three things. The gas makes you go, the brake makes you stop. But honestly, the most important tool you have is that speedometer. It's your source of truth. It gives you the cold, hard data on exactly how fast you're moving. No guesswork. Now, speed limits aren't just random numbers. They're laws, and they're based on the environment. In a neighborhood, the limit is slow, maybe 25 miles per hour, because the number one goal is keeping people on foot safe. On a big highway, it's much faster, designed to keep a lot of cars moving smoothly. But here's the catch. Those limits are for perfect conditions, a sunny day with no traffic. And this shows you just how much tempo control has to change depending on where you are. City driving is like a video game of constant adjustments. Stopping, starting, watching out for everything. Your pace is all over the place. Highway driving is totally different. It's all about maintaining one high, steady speed and staying focused for a long, long time. Two very different skills, but both need perfect tempo control. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. You probably don't think of yourself as a scientist when you get in a car, but you are. Every single move you make is governed by the laws of physics, and if you understand just a couple of simple principles, you'll become a much smarter, safer driver. This number is incredible because it's basically a human limitation. No matter how fast your reflexes are, it takes the average brain about 1.5 seconds to see a problem, realize it's a danger, and actually tell your foot to hit the brake pedal. That's your reaction time, and you really can't speed it up. And here's why that 1.5 seconds is so important. If you're driving at 60 miles an hour, your car travels 88 feet. That's almost the length of a basketball court, in the time it takes for your brain to react. The whole distance is covered before your foot even moves to the brake. This is the simple, powerful math that shows why speed is the single biggest factor in safety. So how do brakes even work? Well, it's all about getting rid of something called kinetic energy. That's just the fancy term for the energy of motion. Your brakes have one job, to take all that forward-moving energy and turn it into heat using friction. You know when you see heat waves coming off a race car's wheels? That's kinetic energy literally being burned off to slow the car down. The same physics applies to taking a turn. See, a moving car always wants to go in a straight line. That's a law of physics called inertia. If you go into a curve too fast, inertia is going to win, and the car will try to leave the road. The pro move is to manage your tempo before you get to the turn. You slow down first, steer smoothly through the curve, and then gently accelerate as you're coming out. That's how you do it perfectly and safely every time. All right, let's bring all this into the real world. A speed limit sign tells you the maximum speed you can legally go on a perfect day. But how often is it a perfect day? True tempo control isn't about just following a sign. It's about having the judgment to know when you need to go slower. Any one of these things makes the posted speed limit way too fast. When it's raining, snowing, or icy, your tires have way less grip on the road. When it's foggy or there's a bad sun glare, you just can't see as far ahead. In these situations, smart tempo control means slowing way down, enough so you can stop safely within the distance you can actually see. And that is almost always slower than what the sign says. So, when you're in traffic, how can you be sure you have enough space to stop if you need to? There's a really simple, really powerful trick that works in any weather. It's called the 3-second rule. Your following distance is basically your personal safety bubble. Here's how you measure it. Pick something on the side of the road, like a signpost. When the car in front of you passes it, you start counting. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. If you pass that same signpost before you're done counting, you are too close. You need to back off. That 3-second gap is your cushion for both your reaction time and your braking distance. Mastering tempo control isn't just about being safe, it's also about being a smarter and more efficient driver. Let's take a look at how your own technique and even your car's technology can help you out. This chart is simple, but it tells a huge story. Just look at the difference. Driving at a smooth, steady speed is by far the best way to save gas. But aggressive driving, speeding up really fast and then slamming on the brakes, is just a massive waste of fuel and money. Good tempo control, where you accelerate smoothly and look ahead to avoid sudden stops, will literally save you cash. And hey, technology can help you stay smooth. Cruise control is the classic example. You set a speed and the car's computer takes over the gas pedal to hold it right there. It's awesome for keeping that steady, efficient pace on long, open highways where the speed doesn't change much. But today, cars are getting way smarter. Adaptive cruise control takes it to the next level. It uses sensors, usually a radar in the front of the car, to lock onto the vehicle in front of you. It'll automatically slow down and speed up to keep a safe following distance, all on its own. It's kind of like having a co-pilot whose only job is managing your tempo. So, with cars getting so advanced they can basically manage their own speed, what's left for the driver to do? Well, as it turns out, the most important job of all. This is the key takeaway. You have to remember that all these cool systems are driver aids. They are there to help you, but they do not replace you. The final, ultimate responsibility for the car's speed and safety always comes back to the person in the driver's seat. You're the one in charge. And that leaves us with a really important final thought. As cars get smarter and more automated, what's the one part of control that will always belong to you? It's not the steering wheel or the pedals. It's judgment. It's the human ability to look at a complex, messy situation and make the right call. Technology can manage speed, but only you can exercise judgment. And that right there is what mastering tempo control is really all about.